We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophie, he's Mike, and she's Brenda, and welcome to On the Road with Mickey. If you're returning for another adventure with us, welcome back. We are so glad you have returned safely, and if this is your first episode with us and you're new here, welcome. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm going to show you the reins today. First up, we have our Cheddar from the Big Cheese, which is basically our Disney news snippets. And then after that, we have our feature topic, which is what we talk about for most of the episode. And then after that, we have our This Day in Disney History, brought to you by me. And after that is our game of Who's Who, and that is brought to you by Mike, my dad. Oh, fair warning, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to this game. I almost always win it. And then after that, Brenda will be giving us a quote from the big man himself, Walt Disney, and it's just going to be amazing. So buckle up, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the car at all times. Make sure you're safe, fasten your seatbelts, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the road. It's time to get going. Let's go!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And that fourth one there, that's Grogu. Wave to us, Grogu. Good job, buddy. And we are all on the road with Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
This is season 2, episode 21 for May 24th, 2021.
Yay.
And our feature topic this week is underappreciated at Disney. And our thought process is what attraction, ride and attraction kind of go the same thing. Resort, dessert, dining, whatever. What is underappreciated at Disney? What is something that doesn't get enough love? You know, that's the end game here. Is what is something that you should be looking out for next time you're there? And that's our feature topic. But before we get started, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese. And Brenda, I'm going to let you start us off.
Oh, my goodness. Well, my cheese is for 2022, actually, and it's regarding the Disney Skyliner. It will be closed from January 23rd through January 28th, 2022, between Epcot International Gateway, Disney's Riviera Resort, and Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. During this time, Disney's bus transportation will be provided for guests to Epcot. Friendship boat service is available to Epcot Hollywood Studios, Disney's Boardwalk Resort, and Disney's Yacht and Beach Club resorts.
Yeah. And originally it looked like they were closing it the whole thing. But I think they've adjusted that. But stay tuned because, who knows? Maybe it'll change down the road.
That's right.
Because it's several months until this closure happens. But they're letting everybody know early because
That's a
people
good thing.
love the Skyliner. Golly.
Yeah.
They
And
do.
I did have guests change their trip because they were supposed to be there during that time, and they moved their trip up so they would have access to the Skyliner.
Yeah,
So it's real important that they release it early.
Thankfully, it's only going to be for 5 days.
Yeah.
But yes, when you're at Disney, 5 to 7 days is generally the duration of your trip. So for people, 5 days may not seem like a lot, but it can be someone's entire trip that they're there and the Skyliner won't be open.
Exactly.
Did they say why? Is it for maintenance or?
They didn't say why, but I'm presuming it's just some sort of little small maintenance thing they're doing. Yeah.
All
Me too.
right. Maybe they're adding new carts onto it, but that remains to be seen. Anyway,
Could be.
speaking of Hollywood Studios, Disney has relocated the areas where ride-sharing services pick up and drop off from at Hollywood Studios, which is basically saying carpool. That's what I call rideshare, carpool. And during But equally intriguing is that they have also installed minivan signs in the same area. And for those of you who have not heard of minivans, it's not the regular MINI van. It is Minnie Mouse vans. They are the polka dotted vehicles that you can hire through the Lyft service. And it looks like they are returning, although we don't know just when.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
mean,
preparing.
I know. That's kind of exciting because they were there and they were so popular, and then all of a sudden they just stopped it.
Yeah.
And now putting those signs up, that really says that they're bringing them back.
Yep. And it brings some more relevance to this joke. What's Mickey's favorite way to travel?
Minivan.
Minivan.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Very
That's like
good.
a dad joke. I can't believe I laughed at that.
Well, hey, we gotta have some humor, even if it's horrible humor.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it
your
was good
turn.
humor.
Wasn't that bad?
It was good humor. My jokes are worse. um, I just read that Disney has released a new offer for United Kingdom residents. The package includes up to $950 in Disney dining credits for guests staying 2 weeks at select Disney hotels. Also included are 14-day park tickets for the price of 7-day tickets for arrival dates in 2022. Memory Maker is also included with those tickets, and every booking will receive a $200 Disney gift card. And finally, if a UK resident books by July 17th, 2021, in select Disney hotels, you'll receive a free celebration gift basket, which contains a limited edition 50th anniversary commemorative coin, exclusive Disney merch and treats, and a Mickey insulated cooler bag. And that's kind of huge because it shows that Disney is putting a lot to a promotion to try and get the international guests to come back to Disney. And they're thinking that 2022 will be when they're able to do so. Don't you think, Brenda?
That's what it sounds like.
I'm like, where can I get that promotion for me?
I don't know about you, Daddy, but the UK is starting to look like a really good place to move to.
I'll
I
keep
don't
my
know.
thoughts about this whole deal to myself. Just
Okay.
just behave. I'll just behave.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. All
And
right.
then lastly, from June 7th to 12th, the Magic Kingdom's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be closing for a short refurbishment. And it's like what you said earlier, Sophie, about the Skyliner. It's
Mm.
only 5 days, but that impacts two of my clients for their trips, and so it's only 5 days, but it's still impactful for a lot of guests.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a shame, but
Well, it needs to happen. It's for the 50th.
I know, but
Yep.
still impacts them. Um, anyway, just a reminder, connect with us through all of our social media, Facebook group, YouTube channel, Instagram, email, our phone voicemail. Just check the show notes for all those ways. And that is all the cheddar from the big cheese I have. Ladies, do you have any other?
I do not know.
Can't think of
Brenda?
anything else.
Okay. Well, then that leads us to our feature topic, underappreciated at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing, like I said, is um, we want to know what's underappreciated. What do you feel is underappreciated at Disney? What's something that people just skip by, don't think about, don't realize it's there, are in too big a hurry to go see something else? What gets overlooked at Disney? And I have some, and I thought I would start us off. Is that
Good.
okay?
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
that sounds good.
Okay. Well, I think some of these are things that may not be as underappreciated now that we're coming out of COVID as they were pre-COVID.
Hmm.
And for me, one of the case in points is the piano player outside of Casey's. He every now and again you'd be able to hear him perform on the player piano. I think it's a player piano. And he would play just some great tunes, and it would just be a great little, it was almost like it was meant to be there, and it's so reminiscent of what would happen on a main street in some small town, you know? And but I think a lot of times people would just keep going on by, or maybe glance at him for a moment and then just keep walking. Um, but I always thought it was kind of fun to kind of stop for a few minutes and listen to a show. So I feel like
Wow.
the piano player over by Casey's was kind of underappreciated. What about you
Good
guys? What do
choice.
you
You're
think?
definitely right, Daddy. That was severely underappreciated because I had no idea that was even there.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I had never stopped to listen to that.
Okay. Well, I thought we had, or I thought you were there when we had, but
I was probably taking pictures of the castle.
probably.
Yeah. Like the one behind you, maybe.
Maybe. All
That was a
right.
good one.
Thank you. Who's going next?
Miss Brenda?
Well, my three underappreciated attractions are all attractions. So I didn't go outside of attractions. I tried to think of the ones that I feel like are underappreciated. And, Tower of Terror to me is underappreciated, but I'm not going to talk about that one. But the
I'm gonna
first
see.
one I wanted to talk about was Walt Disney One Man's Dream because
Hmm.
I consistently see people walking on by that. And I mean, there is just so much nostalgia, so much history in there. I mean, you can hear the man's voice in there. They have the recording of Walt talking about things he overcame. And I mean, there's so much. There's the Oscars that he won for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There's all the mock-ups of the Disneyland parks and everything
Hmm.
before they were created. It's just so full of history. And then there's a
Yeah.
movie in the back that they did on his life that's narrated by Julie Andrews, and it's really good. And to walk through One Man's Dream takes, maybe 15 minutes or so. Then the movie takes 15 minutes, but it's just such a big part of everything. And I know that I've often heard that there are children, nowadays that don't know that Walt Disney was an actual person. They know Disney World, but they don't know that Walt Disney was a person. And I just feel like that attraction is just
Oh.
so necessary. And I'm so glad it's there. And I hope it always stays there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? You're absolutely right. We being Cindy and myself and my mom walked through it because Sophie went with the Fretzes when they went to ride um, Slinky Dog Dash. And my mom's not into the roller coaster, so we're like, "Hey, let's go check out One Man's Dream." And so
Yeah.
we did. And but you're right, it's something that I hadn't been in there in so long, like probably 3, 4 years, that you kind of forget about it, or you think that it's never changing because it's a museum, so it never changes. But
Yeah.
really, it had things in there that weren't there last time. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it totally gets underappreciated because it's so close to Toy Story Land and it's so close to the
Yeah.
bigger name attractions that people are like, oh, we got to make that line, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I know
So,
during, not like right now because of COVID, it's not going on, but for a while before COVID, the meet and greet for Star-Lord and Groot were in the back of that. So you had to go through it to get to the meet and greet for Star-Lord and Groot from Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
And so that was another reason to go in there, but it's just a really great place. I really appreciate everything in there. So
yeah.
I'd like people to check it
Yeah.
out, especially
Check it out,
kids. I mean,
people.
kids need inspirational things. They need to
Yeah.
know that people have struggled and they still overcame and they still were successful and did great.
Yep,
Yeah.
So
exactly.
that's my number one, or
All
one of
right.
three.
Well, my number three, actually, I don't think I have any actual rides on my list. This one is an attraction of sorts, but it's more like I wouldn't even call it a show. And what it is the Epcot Pixar Film Festival. And what you see there is you go into this theater and it will show you three short films that precede three of the feature length films that Pixar has released. And the short films, they are not underappreciated that much, but they are underappreciated a bit. You can't find them very easily when you want to go back and watch them. Like, yes, they come on YouTube, but the quality isn't always that good,
Hmm.
and they don't have their own DVD release like some of the Pixar films do. They either come with the film and you have to like go through a bunch of hoops with a menu to find them, or they're just not there.
Right.
So it's really nice that you can go to this place in Disney World and you can sit down in a cool, dark room and watch them as if you're watching them on the big screen again. And they make the quality, they bump it up so you can enjoy it and an even better experience than you did in the theaters. And I just love it so much. And it's
Great.
hidden away. Nobody really
Yeah.
finds it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's kind of, and in my opinion, that happens a lot with the pavilions because you think of like in Imagination Pavilion, you think of Journey into Imagination with Figment, right?
Yeah.
And so you think of that attraction and you totally forget that there's this, or you remember from when you were there 10 years ago and it was Captain EO and you're like, who wants to see that?
Yeah.
And so you don't even think about the fact that it's been replaced. So yeah, you're right, Sophie. There's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's right there, and it's right walk by.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good call,
Good one.
Sophie. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads me to my number two choice, and this is over at Animal Kingdom Park, and I guess you would call it an attraction. It's more like a pavilion for me. And what I'm referring to is the conservation station. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it underappreciated?
I think so.
Yes, I would agree so. I would agree a
I
lot.
think so, and I think for me anyway, in this guy's mind, I always think about how my main thought of it is that you go there and you're seeing, um, like cast members doing tests on different things,
Mm-hmm.
and so it to me it seems kind of I won't say boring, but not as exciting, But if you think about it now, at least, it's not just that kind of environment. You've also got the area where they've got like a petting zoo, or used to have. They've got the new animation experience where you can
Hmm.
do the drawing that they used to be over at Hollywood Studios, is now over here,
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
the train ride, Rafiki's Planet Watch train
Yeah.
ride,
It's
um,
kind of cool.
is kind of cool, and it takes you over, and you see where some of the pens are that some of the animals get housed at night. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's kind of there's a lot to it, and it's got a lot going on as far as things to see and do, so
Yes.
but I
It's
think
really good.
I think people are either like, I don't want to wait for the train, or we've got these other things to do, and on and on and on. And so it kind of loses its luster, and in the course of that, it
Yeah.
it it people start talking about how Animal Kingdom is a half day park, when really there's a lot of things to do that could fill up the rest of that time and make it no longer a half day park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Of
And it's
course,
kind of
though,
cool to ride a
to be
train that
fair.
faces only one way. I mean,
yeah,
it's neat. It faces only one way, and really, they get a lot of people on that train. So even if the line looks long, they get a
hmm
lot of people on there.
yeah,
Yeah. To be fair, though, one of the reasons why Animal Kingdom can seem like a half-day park is because it just gets so hot there. It is
yeah,
In
boiling.
the summertime, it is. It's like a greenhouse.
yeah.
But
And that,
in the fall and winter, it's better.
so
Yeah.
here's a tip for you, everyone listening. Go to the conservation station because it's indoors and air conditioned. So if you're
Yep.
really hot, then go over there, cool off inside, and enjoy, and then relax for a little bit.
Yeah,
And then go brave the heat again as you head back to your car or the bus.
yeah, yeah. And kids love a petting zoo. I mean, that's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
them.
Me, I really liked it because what you said they were doing tests on, Daddy, they were actually, I think, caring for different animals that they have housed there
Mhm.
because it's almost like an animal hospital as well as
That's
an
true.
attraction.
Right.
It
See?
is literally
And
an animal hospital. It is a recognized animal hospital.
okay, yeah. And me, I always found that to be awesome, but
Yes.
when compared with the rest of Disney, I can see how someone would consider that boring.
Yeah. So anyway,
I
that's
think
number
that's a
two
good
on
one.
my list.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're
What
welcome.
do you have on your
My
list?
next attraction is also an attraction. It is for the first time in forever a Frozen sing-along celebration.
Oh,
Hmm?
I don't think y'all have seen the Frozen show, have you?
I've
no.
seen little clips of it on TikTok when the people up on the stage used to interact with the audience. Yeah, there was this one video where it was like they were singing in summer with Olaf. Winter's a good time to stay in and cuddle, but put me in summer and I'll be out. And one of the audience members yelled out, "Puddle!" And
Yeah.
the cast member just looked at her like,
Yep, yep.
"You disgust me."
Well, that is commonplace for that show because when the show opens, Princess Anna is looking for Queen Elsa. And then to like keep the audience entertained while she goes around to find her, she introduces the official Arendelle historians who have the whole story of Frozen wrong, and they're hilarious.
Oh,
And they
goodness.
play off the audience so well. I mean, it is so funny. I love that show. And so, it's great for kids because they also have like the words to the song. They have the lyrics up there
Yeah.
when the songs come up. But some of the comedy is well above kids' heads. It's meant for adults. And it's hilarious.
Oh.
So if you have not seen it, you really need to see the show. And then when it comes around to holiday time, like, around Christmas time, they change the show to be holiday themed. And it's just as funny and it's really, really good. Plus, let's not forget there's extra magic that happens in that show, like things that come
Ooh.
from the ceiling, from the sides. It's magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really a good show. I recommend it to everyone. I love it. We see it every single time we go.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Wow.
We've never seen it, and I'll tell you the reason we've never seen it is
Because you took
because
me to see
when
Frozen like 9 times in the theater.
I was gonna say that,
But it's not the Frozen movie. It's they skew it to be
Yeah.
wrong, and the
yeah,
things they say are hilarious.
Is
but
it kind
yeah,
of like
we
the Beauty
did.
and the Beast sing along over in France, where it was from LeFou's point of view?
Uh,
Sort of, kinda.
Maybe I guess if you think about Wicked and how a lot of shows are like from another perspective. This is just they're the historians that have their facts a little. One of them knows, one of
Ah.
them has it mixed up. So they banter back and forth and they're just hilarious.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to go see that now.
We are. We are. And
All right.
but that's why we haven't seen it, is because I did take them to see it like 8 or 9 times.
9. 10th time's the charm.
It's a good show.
It was a
I mean,
great
the
movie.
movie's great and the attraction is great.
Okay.
Yes.
So you heard it here first, people.
Yay.
Brenda gives it 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike did, and I haven't seen it, but Brenda's not giving thumbs up, evidently.
Oh, Sophie, it's your turn.
All right. Well, my number 2, and I specifically put a restaurant in this one, but I'm gonna say most of the park that the restaurant is in. Ever since Galaxy's Edge and Mickey's Runaway Railway came to Hollywood Studios, the rest of the park, especially on the left side the of the Chinese theater, the rest of the park has kind of been, well, literally and geographically sidelined.
Okay.
Like,
Probably
yes.
except for Star Tours, which is still really popular.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Tower of Terror and Rocking Roller Coaster seem to be the ones that are picking up. I haven't seen much of Star Tours in Hollywood Studios as of late. I've seen where it is, and I guess I've seen people going in that direction, but I have not seen much of it. So what I have to say is underrated would have to be the Muppet area of Hollywood Studios.
I totally agree with that.
And the restaurant specifically that I chose was Rizzo's Pizzeria. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. We only
Pizza
ate,
Rizzo. Yep.
yep, Pizza Rizzo.
I
We
love
only
it.
ate there once, but I have to say, when we go back to Hollywood Studios, if I'm not feeling up for the commissary, I want the Pizza Rizzo, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Totally agree.
restaurant is amazing. It's spacious. It's
Oh,
like
so
Pecos
good.
Bill. It feels
Really
that size,
spacious.
only it's bigger because it has another floor on top of it. I think it has like 3.
By the
Oh,
way,
wow.
a few podcasts back, we talked about it, and we couldn't figure out what was there beforehand. And I figured out that it used to be Pizza Planet
Yeah, it was Pizza Planet from the
Oh.
Buzz Lightyear
from
from
Buzz
Toy Story.
Lightyear.
Yeah.
So same sort of, obviously same sort of food choices and whatnot, just rethemed for Muppets with Pizza Rizzo.
Yep.
So
And
anyway,
so thank you for that. That's good. We've been wondering what that was about. But yes, I really like the Muppet area of Hollywood Studios, and it's not nearly as appreciated as it should be. It's kind of, well, in a lot of the Muppet movies, it talks about how Muppets has kind of fallen from grace in a sense, and the movies are generally about the Muppets making a comeback and being awesome like they always are.
mm-hmm.
And it kind of feels like the Muppet area of Hollywood Studios has done what it's done in the movies, which is sad, but also it's good that it's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Plus, the line queue for the Muppet Vision 3D thing is amazing, and I only just now realized all of the details, all of the goofy, funny details that they put into that line queue. Like, it took me, let's see, 15 something years to finally look up at the posts that hold up the shaded area of the line queue and notice that all of the posts and the vents and the lights, they're all Muppets, but they're furniture in a sense. And it's just so funny and wacky, and none of them are the same. There are no
yep,
2 identical ones.
yep.
Cute.
Uh-huh.
Yep, you are absolutely right about that, Sophie. That was
I
a
Well,
good one.
agree. I
yep.
agree.
So that's my
Okay.
thing.
So down to my number one choice, right?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna confess right now that My number one choice is something that no one can see anymore.
Oh.
And it falls in the category of you don't really miss it until it's gone kind of thing. I don't think that applies for our family, but I think it probably does for a lot of families. And I am, actually, no, I'm going to keep going. I am referring to the houses that used to be um, at Mickey's Toontown Fair for Mickey and Minnie Mouse in their
Yeah.
houses, and how you used to be able to go in and tour them, and you could push buttons, and it would blow things up, and you'd see the oven, you'd see the cake rise and then fall, and then you could be able to push a button, you'd hear Daisy calling Minnie and talk about going shoe shopping and all the different stuff, and it was just so much. It was such just little things, and the good news is that you can still see their houses in Disneyland in the original Mickey's Toontown.
Mhm.
Um, but those are their Toontown houses. They're not their Toontown Fair houses. So it's a little bit different,
Mhm.
but you can still go experience that. So they're not completely gone, but I'll tell you, I really miss not having Mickey's Toontown Fair there and
Yeah.
not having their houses. And I just wonder where they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
But
so
they were
that
cute.
they were cute, and we did them. Obviously, we did those a lot when Sophie was younger, and now
Yeah.
if Sophie was 20 and Toontown Fair was still there, I'll bet you
I might.
we might go through them once every few years,
Yeah, for the
but
nostalgia, but
probably not. It's not an every trip kind of thing.
mm-mm.
But we last saw them 2010. I think was the last time, and was with Stephanie, and it was the first time we took Stephanie with us to Disney, and I think they were getting ready to close them down when we were there. It
Oh,
was
darn.
close.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't 2010, but um, I remember. Yeah, I remember thinking when they closed Two Town Fair that the expansion of Fantasyland, there was no way it was going to be any good.
Oh boy.
And then they
Was
made
I
me our
wrong? Was I wrong? Yeah, I think I was wrong.
and then they made me our guest with the gray stuff, and it was delicious.
But anyway, all that aside, I still miss Mickey and Minnie's houses at Mickey's Toontown Fair.
Yeah. I
Yes.
remember, I think I have a picture with Nana on one of the couches.
It's actually Meemaw, you
Oh,
and Meemaw,
oh,
and yeah.
then I need to go look at that picture with Nana then, because I know I have a picture with Nana.
Well, you do have a picture of Nana. That's at her house in Port Richey.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, what do you know? Nana's house reminds me of Minnie Mouse's
Well,
house.
there you go.
There you go.
It
That's pretty good.
just goes to show how much I love them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
anyway, that's my number one choice. Brenda?
Very good. Well, mine again is an attraction. And I don't feel like this is underrated for the Disney fan at all. But for people who are not Disney fans, but are just visitors to Walt Disney World, I definitely feel like this is underrated, and that is the Carousel of Progress.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Carousel of Progress never has a line like it deserves, especially considering the nostalgia of it, and it's so unique. I
Hmm.
mean, there's nowhere else that has like the revolving theater and does like, families changing from, the
Yep.
all those generations and what technology meant, in the new generation, how technology changed things, and of course the song. You want to sing it, Sophie?
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow is just a dream away. Man has a dream, and that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart. And when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. So there's a great big beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away. Woo!
Yay!
Awesome,
Aw.
And we
Sophie.
need a mic drop on that.
I got a mic.
No, 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 no. Please don't. We're wearing headphones here.
I won't drop it.
Well, if you haven't been to the Carousel of Progress, the song alone is worth it because it is a great big beautiful tomorrow. You just gotta keep plugging along. But the Carousel of Progress is definitely a ride that should be enjoyed. One
Yeah.
of Walt's originals.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of Walt Elias Disney's originals in his park.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Worth a visit for sure.
Yeah.
Sophie, you're up.
Well, mine is not nearly as good as yours, Miss Brenda, or Daddy's, but this one I'm thinking about those couples that have children. It is very underrated, and it's just the resort shops and also most of Disney Springs. Like, when someone thinks of Disney, they think that it's a place to bring your kids, and if you think that, then you are wrong. I'm sorry, but it is also fun for adults. It's not just a kid's place. And one of the things that is living proof that Disney is meant for everyone, not just for children, is Disney Springs and the resorts. The resorts are amazing, and Disney Springs is just awesome to go to. I love Disney Springs, and especially the Cooks of Dublin. The Cooks of Dublin is amazing, and that is certainly not underrated. It
No.
does get the attention it deserves, if only it had some more seating.
But it's still it's
Yeah.
great, you know. And in fact, we were there last weekend, weren't we, Sophie?
We were, so I'm hoping Miss Brenda will go and complete off the set by visiting Raglan Road.
I
Oh,
have
I
to
know
go
she-
because I'm actually going for dessert on my birthday to Raglan Road.
Yay!
I was not going to go there because I was trying to save some money, and my husband said, "Oh no, you have to have bread pudding on your birthday."
He's like,
Absolutely.
girlfriend, I don't think so. Good job,
So we
Butch.
will be
Good
there
job.
on June 3rd. I love the co-op store. I just love the co-op store. I wish I had a gift certificate. I could go in there and buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. There's just a lot about Disney Springs that is underrated. Nobody even thinks about it. And you know what? Pairing off of Disney Springs, Saratoga Springs is underrated. We have not stayed there at all, and it's on my bucket list because I've seen it. It's beautiful, and I want to stay there one of these days.
Yeah.
Well, it's on your bucket list.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good
So,
choice. Good choice, Sophie.
Great choices. Yes.
Now, if only the Ghirardelli Chocolate Factory was a little more underrated.
You know what, Brenda?
What?
We went
Uh-oh.
piggybacking off of last week with the with that ice cream.
Yes, you
At
had the Sunday we
Ghirardelli's?
just reported.
We
went,
did not.
We did not. We went to go see about getting one and sharing it, and they have a QR code. You scan it, and it automatically puts you into the queue. There were 263 people in front of us.
No way.
And it said it would be like 120 minutes before we would get served. I'm like,
my
122 specifically.
yeah, to be exact.
Oh
I'm
my
like, I'm sorry,
goodness.
we're not doing it. but it looks so good, and I swear I bet it would have been really good. But
I bet it would have been good, but my gosh, what a wait.
yeah, so alas,
Oh well, we
we
went to
If you're
Goofy's
going to go
Candy
there though
Co.
for several hours, go ahead and get in the queue when you get there, do some shopping and then pick up your snack and enjoy that. And if you've planned, like our listeners now can plan that it's going to take that long, so they'll know to go ahead and get in the queue when they get there before they start their shopping.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
a great tip, Mike. That's awesome.
There you go,
Oh
Brenda.
well,
Way to offer up those tips and tricks.
That's
yeah.
right.
But to make things feel a little bit better about the Ghirardelli Chocolate Factory, we ended up going to Goofy's Candy Company, which
And
had
that,
a 0-minute wait. And
Yeah.
I got one of those blue macarons that Baby Yoda is going
Oh,
to be
yay.
extremely jealous of me for. They
yeah.
taste like Fruit Loops.
And I've got to share a couple pictures.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Oh, great.
goodness.
Let me find it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see here.
I gotta see
Do, 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 do.
it.
Find it.
Do, 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 do,
Where
do.
is it, Sophie?
I don't know. R2's helping you look.
Oh, dang it. I don't see it.
Okay.
Oh, we missed out.
I gotta find it. This is gonna bother me.
Yeah. For now.
Well, what else did y'all
Oh,
do
here
at
we go.
Disney
Here we
Springs
go.
besides
What?
Cooks a
We
Double?
got it?
I got it.
Here it comes.
I got two. So the first one is Sophie. So let me share that.
And I look absolutely awful.
You look good.
I think I look awful.
So there. Start sharing.
Okay, where is it? Yep, there's
you
the
look
macaron.
precious.
She looks awesome.
Yes, she does.
And now, let me.
Man, that's a pretty cookie.
Oh, yeah. And it's small, but it's good.
So pretty.
And then we also got one of Grogu
And-
to make him feel better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oops, wrong one.
Oh. Do, 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 do. Elevator music.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh, cute.
Grogu's like, hey, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he wants the
Cute.
cookie.
Yeah, I want one of
Anyway.
those cookies now.
You know what? You guys can have your cookies.
And
All right.
cupcakes.
Fine. I'll go make some macarons once we're done here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you can have them. I don't need them. So
Well, let me see. The
I've had
recipe I
better-
have
so.
does make about 70, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wait on that, Sophie. But anyway, back to discussion and feature topic. I have 3 listener responses
Oh, awesome.
to what is underappreciated in their eyes.
Mhm.
Bambi says that the Enchanted Tiki Room is underappreciated.
Totally.
Yeah, totally underappreciated.
Yes.
My buddy Jorge said that the Hoop-de-Doo Review and Trails End is underappreciated. And he said especially Trails End.
Trails End has delicious food, and it's because it's difficult to get to. You have to really plan to leave Magic Kingdom, go by boat over there, but the food is awesome. I mean, it's really, really good.
Yeah, and you know what else? And I think they're kind of the same thing or side by side or something. But P&J's is really good too over at Fort Wilderness.
Mm. By
Yeah.
that logic, the horse stable over at Fort Wilderness, I think when we saw it, Mommy could just walk
Yeah.
right over there and meet some of
Yeah.
the horses, and nobody did. That's underrated.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the Hoop-de-Doo show is great. You can even do like the camp out, roasting the marshmallows and having the s'mores over there. I only like that kind of stuff in the wintertime because it's hot. I don't like being outside in the heat, but that's a fun place over there if you just plan to spend some time.
yeah. And then lastly, our friend Jenny Borski said that the carousel of progress. She agrees with
Yeah.
you, Brenda. She
I
agrees
agree
with
with you,
you.
Jenny. Yep, for sure.
So anyway, those
Thank
were
y'all for
our
writing
listener
in.
responses. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
hearing when people put their input in because it just makes the show just come on in. Um, and so that wraps up our feature topic for this week. And that takes us to Sophie and This Day in Disney History from May 24th. So what do you got, Soph?
All right. Well, a lot of actually all of the history that I have for today is really rather recent. And I
Okay.
could have chosen something else that would have correlated to last week, but I didn't want to, just because. So, in 2017, that is the most far back that today's history goes. 6 years in the making, Pandora, the world of Avatar, is dedicated in Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes, the new
wow.
land featuring rides, a restaurant, and immersive entertainment is based on John Cameron's 2009 movie Avatar. Attractions include the Navi River journey and Avatar Flight of Passage to make them feel as if they're flying on the back of a banshee. The flying creatures on the sorry, I got mixed up, but anyway, and it will officially open on Saturday, May 27th.
Okay.
And
Very
then
good.
the next two actually happen on the exact same day. They happen in 2019, so they are very recent.
Mhm.
May 24th, 2019, the original Disney Princess Castle, Sleeping Beauty's Pink and Blue Palace at Disneyland, unveils a new look on this day. The castle has been blocked off from visitors since January, as groups of maintenance crews had been working on giving it a spruce. The castle now features brighter, more vibrant pink walls and blue rooftops, plus some sparkling gold shingles that look like pixie dust. The crews also added some artistic tricks to make the castle seem bigger. A painting technique was used that involves painting the lower parts of the 70-foot tall castle in darker and warmer hues of pink paint, gradually getting lighter and cooler as it goes up to the top in order to blend in with the atmosphere. This tricks the eye into thinking the object in front of them is larger or taller than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And also on that, the live-action movie Aladdin is released in 3D at Dolby Cinema and IMAX by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the live adaptation of the '92 animated film by the same name, and personally, it is my favorite of
It's
the
your,
live actions. I
Yeah.
love that one.
did
Aaliyah
you see
does
that
too.
one?
That is her favorite. Yes, she loves it. She did her whole birthday party this year centered around it, and it was so cute.
Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome!
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
is.
Aladdin has to be my favorite, followed by Cinderella.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Magical.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So that's all your history for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a good job, Sophie. That's a
Yep.
lot of history.
Great job.
All right. So it's time for Stump the Soph.
Here we go.
Stump the Brenda, too.
Oh,
Let's
it's something
try
so.
this. Give me with your best shot.
Ooh, go for it, Pat.
All
All
right.
right. This character, I have 3 hints. And the first one, this character is smart, fast, and capable.
Hmm.
Okay.
The second hint is that this character is also pouting, jealous, and spiteful.
All right.
But lastly, This character is caring and protective towards someone else. Brenda, do you know who it is?
I think I do. Do you, Sophie? I could be wrong, always.
I think it's Thumper.
No, it's not.
Is it
Brenda?
Tinkerbell?
It is Tinkerbell!
Yay!
Nice job.
Nice job. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's jealous of Wendy. I can see her now.
Whew.
Yes, she was. Good job, Brenda. See, it's the cup, isn't it? It's the new cup.
That's right. Very special family sent me this cup.
Yeah, I wonder who.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone to what on my screen is your right, your left, my right. She insisted we buy you something.
Oh, you are so sweet. That is why I love you.
Oh, I love
Anyway.
you too.
I have 2 bits of Did You Know? Did you know in 2010, Tinkerbell was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Oh.
I did not know that.
Like the
No.
real one, not the one at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, I think.
Pretty cool.
And Tinkerbell has become one of the main mascots for the Walt Disney Company and one of its most popular and iconic characters. She has her own spin-off movie series and appears in the opening credits of Disney movies.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
we knew that. Everyone knows that. But
Yep.
the first part is kind of cool. So,
Yeah.
but good job. I'm glad it.
Yay.
Very good, Miss Brenda.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, all right. Well, that takes us to Miss Brenda and her
Oh.
Walt Disney quote.
Oh. Well, the quote today is about Disneyland. It is, "We did it, Disneyland, in the knowledge that most of the people I talked to thought it would be a financial disaster, closed and forgotten within the first year." Can you imagine? Closed and forgotten within the first year.
No.
Everybody was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned earlier, Brenda, about how you think some people don't even realize that Walt Disney was a man.
Mhm.
They just know the park. And I think part of it is because when you talk about Disney World, people have forgotten that it's Walt Disney World
Mhm.
and not Disney World.
That's
And
right.
that Roy insisted on changing the name from Disney World to Walt World when his brother died.
That's right.
And but people, in this media age and pixels and how much it costs to print and stuff like that, people just drop the Walt and just call it Disney World. And I
Yeah.
think that might be why so many people don't realize that it's the
Yeah.
legacy of the man. But anyway, yeah, it's just blows the mind. And the fact that so many they had such a struggle to get funding they needed just to build Disneyland,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
But
Yeah.
they
But
stuck to it. I mean, goodness
yeah,
gracious, they persevered.
yeah, exactly. That comes back to yet again to the 50-year plan, you know?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
great man, great legacy. Never
Yeah.
be forgotten on this show, that's for sure.
That's right.
Yep.
So, anyway, that wraps us up for this week. We have listener submissions of photos from
Yay.
Shannon, Holly, and Heather. And I would love to see some more. So people, go ahead and post them in our Facebook group, on the Road with Mickey group. Just search it out, find it, join us, talk about Disney. We
Yay.
love talking Disney, and we have a lot of fun in the group, I think. So
Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing, Shannon, Holly, and Heather.
yes,
Mhm.
thank you so much. And next week, I have a couple that I want to run by you guys and see which one you want to do.
Great.
Okay.
So the first one is, what are your top 5 shows? And it expands all the Disney parks that you want to talk about. So top 5 shows. The other one is, what would be your dream Disney job?
Ooh, I can see Sophie's wheels turning.
And the last thing is, what are some of the nighttime things to see and do at Disney?
Ooh, I like all of
Ahem.
Yeah,
Point
I know.
to my background.
Yeah. So
I like the
Grace,
nighttime idea for this one. What do you
like
think,
the
Sophie?
nighttime?
I agree. Nighttime.
All
Nighttime.
right.
Fun. Yeah, that's some great ideas. We can give people things to do at night that are so special.
Okay.
And
there you
besides,
have it.
when it comes to the job, that one is very easy to answer. Just put me in the Haunted Mansion. I don't care what.
So that would be like a 5-minute show, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. We'll pump that one down a little bit. So next week, everyone, our feature topic is the nighttime things to see and do at Disney.
Fun.
Fun, exactly. I can't wait to hear what y'all come up with. And I'm going to take notes because I have no idea.
Please.
Oh, I got tons of ideas. I can help you, Daddy.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We love it that you all are enjoying our podcast, and we love the fact that you watch us on YouTube as well. Just remember, hit that subscribe, hit the like, leave us comments everywhere that you want to. Leave us questions, give us topic ideas. Eventually, we're going to run out of ideas, so we need to know some topic ideas from all of you, okay?
Yep.
And we love talking to you. We will see you next week, and we will
See
see you on the road.
Bye.
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 Bye.